Happy Monday to everybody.
Happy
Hopefully everyone
Monday.
had a great weekend.
Busy weekend in sports.
Yes.
Tell you what, the Spurs game last night, I was so happy. I can't stand the Heat. I was so glad the Spurs won the title.
I am too, and what a great title that was. And of course, then we wake up and we've got earthquakes going on this morning as well.
Crazy.
So what is going on in the world?
Yeah.
We're scared. So let's talk earthquakes first, all right?
Yeah, okay, so this morning I woke up to the one that was at 5:47. It was a 4.5 magnitude earthquake. It was around, the epicenter was around Northeast 122nd and then like a quarter-mile east of North Midwest Boulevard.
Yeah.
I felt it. I mean, my house was shaking, and I was terrified.
That one apparently was felt all the way to Enid, to Shawnee, so that one really rattled a big part of the state, and like you said, woke a lot of people up. 4.5, that is a big one. We also had a 3.3 and then a 3.1. So we had a couple of big ones, but that big one, the 4.5, is what everybody's now talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, you talked before about how like your pictures and stuff rattle, and I was like, oh, whatever. Everything in my house was rattling. I was so scared.
And of course, I slept right through it.
I knew, right? The time that you sleep through it, I am like, Drew, there was an earthquake.
I always sleep through the earthquakes. I sleep through the big stuff. Now, if it happens when I'm awake, I'll feel them. But yeah, I could sleep through earthquakes. I know, it just feels like it was a bad dream, that's all.
I know, but it was like 3 right in a row this morning.
It's starting to freak people out, especially when it gets to be the 4-5 range. I mean, that's one that you can really feel, and I know a lot of people in Oklahoma City, they don't feel most of them because a lot of them happen around Guthrie and Jones. But yeah, when you start feeling it all the way from Enid to Shawnee, that's a pretty darn big earthquake.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I know. I could tell.
What do we
people
not
freaked
have
out
here? I mean, we have tornadoes, and then we have earthquakes. It's just all. I'm getting earthquake insurance.
And you know, people are always like, "Well, we don't have hurricanes." Well, if a hurricane comes up the Gulf of Mexico, even when it gets to us, it's still kind of a tropical storm. So we get that too. We really do get everything. Yeah. Wildfires, you name it, we got it here. A lot of times in the same day.
Never a dull moment in Oklahoma, y'all.
No. And San Antonio, of course, the San Antonio Spurs. Congratulations to them. They won the title last night, and I think a lot of Thunder fans were rooting for them. Yes. And we don't feel so bad now that we know the Thunder lost to, by far, the best team in the NBA.
And we took them to 6 games. I mean, they destroyed the Heat, beat them 4-1 in this series. Last night winning 104-87. I mean, that's pretty good. So I felt a lot better, like you said, about our guys, because it's like, look, we took them to 6 games, played okay, you know, we made some mistakes and stuff, but I think that it kind of showed that. I mean, we're a championship caliber team, just not this year.
Well, and watching them afterwards, all the players from San Antonio, it's really hard to dislike them. I mean, they're so nice. They get along so well together. Nobody's a big superstar on that team. So it was really a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch that, and I'm glad San Antonio got the victory. That just means, guess what? We've got San Antonio to contend with.
I know.
Before we get to the championship.
Because, they're in the Western Conference. But I didn't realize this. The Spurs have made the playoffs for 17 consecutive years.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I mean, they have been good for a long time. So 5 of those years, they won championships. Tim Duncan now has 5, puts up in a pretty elite class with Michael Jordan and with Kobe Bryant. So congrats. I mean, they definitely deserve it. And you see it. They actually play real team basketball. It's kind of fun to watch.
It's nobody, there's no, like, just one person on their team who, if they have a great game, they're going to win. I mean, they have a full team. I think that's one of our struggles is we have, you know, you have Durant and Westbrook, but if one of them has an off game, I mean, we don't win. And it's tough to have to rely on players like that.
Yeah, if you've got a kid who plays basketball, have them watch the Spurs, because that's what basketball should be played like, and they should learn like that. You know, it's fun watching Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook and LeBron James all go one-on-one, but if you want to win a championship, play team basketball and do it right, the Spurs are the team you should watch. And also, speaking of sports, over the weekend, on Friday night, the LA Kings won the NHL Cup, the Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup. So, how awesome is that? I believe they won in LA. So it was great. I love when I like it when they win at home, you know, because then you have the home crowd to cheer them on and everything. But it was really funny because there was a sports anchor out there doing his, you know, wrap up of the game. His name's Mario Solis with KNBC, just going along doing his thing, and then a little something in the background. Take a look.
You're a very happy person tonight. Never a dull moment with these Kings. At times it looked like it wasn't going to happen. Then an
I love it. First of all, who on earth is wearing high heels and a miniskirt on the ice after the game? This was during the whole give them the Stanley Cup ceremony and all that. You could see people are finally starting to shuffle out. I have been on ice many times.
She smacked her face, Drew.
She's wearing high heels on ice.
That's true.
I mean, sometimes things just happen for a reason because you're wearing high heels on ice.
That's so funny.
And those were high heels, too. That wasn't just a couple inches. Those were tall.
Tell you what. In LA, it doesn't matter. I've been to many sporting events in LA, and it doesn't matter if you're at a hockey game, if you are at a basketball game, the girls dress to the nines.
Oh, I can imagine.
I mean, you got the short skirt and the high heels, and the ice isn't going to scare any of those girls. They're like, psh.
I'm just so happy that the cameras were rolling.
I know, that's
so we could catch it. I'm surprised she made it that far out onto the ice before falling.
It looks like she smacked her face though when she went down.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for her in that regard, but I'm also like, what an idiot. Put on some flat shoes.
It's passable at that point she wasn't feeling anything anyway. Maybe she had a drink or two, so she was totally numb.
Yeah, there you go.
Why else would you get on ice? And
That's
high heels, I have no idea.
I love when people photobomb a reporter's live shot and they don't even know it, and especially when it involves falling.
Yeah. Well, and we've also got to congratulate Alex Trebek. Alex Trebek is a Guinness Book of World Record holder.
That's right.
Over the weekend, he set the record for the most game shows hosted by a single person. 30 years he's been doing it, and he did it for 6,829 straight games.
I mean, he is Jeopardy. Take a look.
This man has the Guinness World Records title for the most game show episodes hosted by the same presenter, who is you, with 6,829.
This is special in the fact that it means I've been around for a long time and have had the good fortune to be associated with a program like Jeopardy. It also means that I've been around a long time.
Here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Oh, I think that's so great. I mean, you know, he's just been around forever, 30 years, and he's never missed an episode due to being sick. He only missed when he and Pat Sajak did an April Fool's joke one year, and they swapped shows. But that was it.
I know. What does that make people think about their work ethic? He has never missed a show in 30 years.
Yeah.
That is pretty incredible.
It is awesome. Well, but when you're hosting Jeopardy, I'm thinking they probably work around his vacation schedule a little bit, too.
And maybe only record one a week, you know, because I think they do 5 at a time. So,
true.
Yeah, you probably have to go in 1 day a week. That's the only one. Then you have 6 days off.
Well, congrats to Alex. Maybe we'll be around for 30 years.
I think we will. I hope in one way or another. I don't know.
We'll be around. I might see you at Walmart, but yeah.
I hope we're around in 30 years.
Or any kind of store. I don't know if anybody would hire me. I don't know. I don't have very many skills.
You have a lot of skills. You can play the guitar.
I don't know.
You keep me in line. That's number one.
I'm like waiting. I'm like, you've listed one thing that I can do. I'm mediocre.
No, you can write things.
I can write things.
You can talk.
Thanks.
You're very smart.
Basically, I have the capabilities of a 5-year-old.
You're great with Legos. I saw you the other day.
I'm great with Legos.
Yeah, you could build Lego things.
There you go.
And you can kind of cook sometimes.
This is depressing. Let's move on.